everything's okay for this live, only because I most recently got, as in probably in the last 10 minutes, and I have a lot of time tonight because I got so much stuff done. As you might see from the title, it was just a request for easy summer makeup, super easy, and we can do that tonight. I actually did have a more personal live planned vlog style for Wednesday, so this was the perfect time. It was perfect timing really for me to do it. So I have done a previous live tonight. I think people were saying there was a couple of error messages. I think this live is absolutely fine. So what we're going to do is go ahead. So the request was just easy summer makeup, no stress, but still look really, really good in terms of the skin and things like that, but not over the top. So I've got a lot of products here actually, guys, that are low kind of cost, maybe one high end, but low cost in terms of kind of purchasing and things like that. But it does give a lovely glow. We're going to focus on the glow today. So what I'm going to do first, and do let me know when you're on. Again, do take a look at the other live. Some people were saying they couldn't see it, but it's definitely, I checked, it was public, everybody could see it, so I'm not quite sure. I have kind of contacted YouTube in the sense of notification errors and things like that, so they said they are looking into it. So this one should be absolutely fine, set to public, everything like the last time. So, but it was requested, so even if you can't see it now, she can look back. Sorry, I don't know, you didn't want to say who it was, which is fine, but they can look back and see it. And then I do have a more kind of vlog style plan for Wednesday. So what we're going to do is quickly get kind of, because I'm not going out, I'm going to start off with my serums and things like that, and I'm going to go ahead with the hyaluronic acid moisturizer from L'Oreal. So it's the plumping Revitalift Filler Plumping Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer. Now there isn't any SPF in my skincare today, only because I'm not going out, but it was requested and I thought I've got some time. Wednesday is more of a personalized vlog, so why not do it on live tonight with you guys? And you can always catch up. Do let me know when you're on. So this request was really easy, stress-free summer makeup. So that's what we're going to do. So all I'm doing is for this request, so she requested easy, low-cost summer makeup. So easy, low-cost summer makeup, I think, can sometimes scare people because they want their skin to look really good. They want everything to look kind of very fresh. And then sometimes when you think about that, high end comes into mind. But I've got a lot of products today, guys, as the request was. That Lime's Lush 09. Hey baby. Okay. Martin Cool said hi. So there is another live that went up today, guys, that people were saying they couldn't see. It was set to public, so I'm not quite sure what happened. So now what I'm going to do is, the request was kind of, as I said before, really easy summer makeup. Lots of people these days, you know, you've got kids, you've got work, you've got a schedule to keep to, but you still want to look nice. So this is going to be appropriate for work or going out. If you're on holiday and you don't want to look really overdone, this is perfect. So what I'm going to do is stick with a primer. I would always say any time of the year, always go with a primer. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to be e.l.f. It's a putty primer, and I find putty primer really does kind of help the makeup kind of stay on throughout the day. Always have a good SPF underneath. I will say, guys, I'm not wearing SPF because in the UK at the minute it is probably 9:45 or something like that. So I'm not going to be going out. So this is just the Revitalift Filler from L'Oreal. So again, this is going to be, as it was requested, summer kind of easy summer makeup. Something you can do in the morning, super easy, super quick, but you can always wear it to work or if you're going out. You know, it doesn't take, if you've got kids, it's not going to take too long. So that's what we're going to do. I would always advise, guys, do your SPF first if you're going out. Obviously, I would advise that. So what I'm going to do is just show you what we're going to be using. So there's only going to be, I'd say, one high end, and it's only because I find it quite good for me. And the only high end we're going to use today is Makeup by Mario, and that is their Skin Enhancing Sculpt. Some people use it as a sculptor in terms of contour. I actually just use it for an all-over enhancer. So what we're going to do first is go in with that primer. So this is really good, guys, because it's got hyaluronic acid. I'm going to be showing you a couple of products today that are going to have a lot of skincare in them. So even though I'm not going out, the SPF, the foundation I'm using today is more of a skin tint, and it has SPF 30, but I would always say look at kind of what you have. So let me know in the comments when you're on. If you're interested to know if this is your first time looking at my stream, my name is Kira. I do makeup, mental health, and kind of food videos, more smoothies and things like that. So you can take a look at the playlist, see what you do. So today, the kind of this was a requested video to do, and because it's more of a personal vlog on Wednesday, which is when I do lives as well, I thought this is a perfect time because I've got all of my stuff done that I need, so got the time to do it, so why not? Okay, welcome Martin Cool and the Lime Lush 09. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we're going to start off with that primer. I'm just going to pop the lid on the cream. Have I popped the primer away? I may have. Oh my goodness, I may have actually, I was going to use the e.l.f. Putty Primer. Yes, I have it, thank goodness. So this is it, and I'm making really good progress on this. Putty Primer is more thicker, so it is going to keep on. I feel it keeps on the foundation and makeup. Hi, Deidre Craze. More, just keep thicker consistency, obviously, it grips it. Hi, Deidre. All we're going to do is pop this on with my hands. I don't usually use a brush, but you can see I'm just moving it around. I just finished the other live, guys, and looks like it was the preppy Olivia. Hi. So if you're all just coming in, this was a requested live to do, and the subject of the live was easy summer makeup. So something super easy, super quick, but it's going to make you look fresh. So these are all the products that I'm going to use today. There's only going to be one high end, guys, and you certainly don't need it. And I'm actually going to come up with a dupe for a lower end for you. So what we're going to do is just we've popped on our e.l.f. Putty Primer. And now what we're going to do is just go in with our foundation, which is actually just a skin tint, because this summer you don't want to. The Preppy Girl, can you give me a shout out? I think I did. Can I call you superior white queen out of respect? Beautiful, I'm black, beautiful. I'm not actually white, but I understand where you're coming from, I think. The Preppy Girl, yay, thanks. The Preppy Olivia. Sorry, there's Preppy Girl that comes on a lot. So the Preppy Olivia, it's a nice name, Olivia, but you're welcome. So what we're going to do now is I just want to show you, obviously I showed you them, you're welcome. I showed you the Makeup by Mario, but I think that can be, Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer can be quite expensive. So I wanted to show you Rimmel Multitasker Better Than Filters. They do the same thing, guys, and this is actually really, really good. This is in fair, but it comes in medium and it comes in dark. I should have got medium, guys. I got this online and it certainly isn't my tone, but I will show you guys how it kind of works. So what we're going to do first is go in with another kind of nice kind of cost in terms of it's kind of medium to high cost, I would say. This is NYX Butter Glaze and it's the SPF 30 and it's their soft glow skin tint, but it's got that SPF in it as well. So let me know when you're on. Let me know if you know. I've got Italian and Romanian in my family, but I was born in Ireland, but we have Italian and Romanian in the family. So what we're going to do now is just pop that around. You can see there, it only comes in 10 colors, guys. So I would say the Revolution Skin Silk, which I showed you before, comes in 20, so that's really good. But I feel like there should be darker colors, I think, as an option. So what we're going to do is just pop some of this, and if we need another pump, we will go in. So thank you for joining, guys. If you have, do take a look at the channel. I do a lot of mental health videos that are requested. I love doing requested videos as well as my own beauty kind of reviews and things like that. I would love to be your black slave, your drop dead gorgeous queen. God bless you. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, is go in, and I'm actually going to use my Real Techniques foundation brush. And all I'm going to do, because we have used it in a previous live, I don't need to wet it or anything. We're just going to go around. I don't want to put too much on, guys, because the emphasis of the message that I was sent is, she said, can you do easy, minimal summer makeup? And I think easy and minimal means kind of try to look like your face kind of and your skin is kind of one tone, color corrected, maybe some kind of focus on the eyes. But what we're trying to do today, guys, is more of a kind of natural summer skin, you know, where you can either wear on holiday or just every day. So that's what we're going to do. Now, keep in mind, guys, that if this does go over like half an hour, if you were to copy this, it obviously would only take maybe 10 minutes at most. But I'm kind of talking through everything, and that's why it kind of goes on a bit longer. So what I'm going to do, now that I've got kind of the base on, we're going to pop a little bit more on, but I'm going to put it directly on the brush this time. because then I get to kind of just, now this does come in 10 other shades, so it does get darker. I think this might be a bit light for me, but I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. So all I'm going to do, if I show you guys, so if you don't know, guys, and this is your first time looking at the, I got to get going. Have a beautiful night, Queen. You too. Thank you, Pete. Thank you for joining. If you don't know, guys, what I do, I'm a support worker during the day for Down syndrome, autism, and dementia patients. I am a qualified makeup artist, but I've kind of stepped away from that for a while. And before that, I used to work in children's special needs. So that's kind of my background. I've been on YouTube for a couple of years now, and I was only requested from one of my subscribers in February to start doing lives. So I'm very new to lives. So that's kind of a little bit about me. Originally from Ireland, and I'm living in the UK, but I originally was born in Ireland. Okay, so what we're doing is just blending that into the skin. I just wanted to put a second coat on just because I do have a little bit of redness. But do let me know when you're on if you have similar interests or what you guys are doing and where you're looking from. Okay, do take a look at the previous live. I'm glad people can actually look now. That's really good, and comment. So that's kind of 2 coats of the NYX Butter Glaze, and it's their Protection SPF 30, and it's more of a skin tint. So again, I'm sticking to kind of what was requested in terms of not heavy foundation, not heavy concealer, anything like that. So what we're going to do now is just pop on a color corrector. So I use the color corrector and then I go in with the e.l.f. Concealer. Color corrector today is going to be Maybelline. I say today, but it's nighttime now at the minute, but I am going to have a more kind of, so if you're just looking at this and you're wondering what I do beauty, mental health, and some health kind of in terms of food, healthy food, and we're all on our own journey, I guess, but I do have more longer term form content, and then I do, most recently since February, I've been requested to do lives. So I'm pretty new to lives, guys. Okay, so this is what I use. This is the Maybelline Multi-Use Concealer. It comes in green too. I just use it as a color corrector. So that's kind of a bit about me. And then I work during the day as a support worker. I then do freelance makeup artistry. I did it more full time a couple of years ago, and then I kind of went back into teaching and stuff like that. I am going to just periodically throughout the live just kind of say these things, not repeat myself, but just so in case you've come in halfway through. So what we're going to do now is just blend that in, and I am using it as a color corrector because what I'm going to do is then just pop on the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. So I always do a color corrector just because I tend to have a little bit of green here, just from when I was a kid, just kind of colored. I was a lot darker when I was younger. So I've always kind of, and then I started to get redness as a teenager. So I'm kind of just using a color corrector first, and then we'll go in with the concealer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a sponge for that. But do let me know when you're on. And if you've ever seen my channel, I always love actually gaining subscribers through the lives, because that's where I think we can talk. Some of the lives conversation, guys, have been amazing. Yes, I've been putting on makeup, which is great. But actually, the conversations have been amazing, and they're always different. And I've made a lot of I wouldn't say friends yet, but I think the way things are going with online, people do make friends, and communication is generally the way things are after COVID. It has been online, really, hasn't it, guys? I think. So yes, I'm living in England, originally from Ireland, and I do makeup lives, also longer form content. Hello, Andy number 2. Tassos Con. Okay. Hello, Andy number 2. Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. Hello, thank you for joining. So yes, this is what I do. If you're just joining, I'm a support worker working with Down syndrome, young adults, autism, and dementia, most recently dementia. Okay, so then during what I used to do is makeup artistry, and now I kind of do more so online, YouTube, and then most recently since February, I've been doing lives basically. So that's what I do. I'm really into like crime documentaries and things like that. Message retracted. Okay, that's okay. Tassos, I think there is a Tassos on and Makeup with Andrea, if I'm right. So that's possibly who you are. I'm not quite sure, but you maybe Makeup with Andrea is a channel I watch, and Tassos, that might be you. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so what I'm doing is just popping that e.l.f. Hydrating. Now there is a normal e.l.f. which is kind of the black top. If you don't have dry skin, definitely go for that. But my skin tends to be more dry at the minute. So all I'm doing, guys, if you're wondering, I'm putting it in the T-zone area, areas that generally for me, I get redness. So what we're going to do is just use a beauty blender again for that. But definitely let me know where you're from, if you've seen my videos before, and if you haven't, it's great to see you on the live tonight. So I'm just, anything around the eyes, guys, I always just gently start to blend in with the sponge, and then if I have to finish it with a brush, I will. But the initial kind of contact with the eyes and things like that is done with the sponge. And I always bring, sorry, I bring it along the cheekbone there so it doesn't look uneven or anything like that. And then we're just going to set everything with the powder. I'm using the Revolution Rose No Flashback powder today. So we're going to do that. I am going to then go in with a brush, guys, and that will just take the harshness away, because this is light summer makeup. I know the concealer is making it look thicker, but what I will say about the e.l.f. Camo Concealer is a lot comes out, and that's something I should have probably thought about. A lot comes out in this kind of doe first, so I just have to be aware of that. So what I'm going to do is go in with my foundation brush and just kind of blend that out so it looks a bit kind of, it's not as harsh. So this is just the Real Techniques blending brush, and all we're going to do is just kind of keep in mind that this is a light summer, so we're not going to go heavy on the eyes. I don't know anything about you, but I get the impression that you're great for being a carer. Oh, thank you. I suppose I just feel like I don't want them to be seen as kind of, a lot of the time when I go out in public with some of them that have certain so for example, if I go out, if I'm in public with maybe one of my Down syndrome patients, we tend to get a lot of attention. Sometimes it's really positive and sometimes it's not so positive, and I just feel such sympathy for them because they do struggle in society. They have their mental age towards our mental age is more childlike, so they're a bit more vulnerable when they're outside. So I'm usually with them just to kind of help them back into normal life. Autism has its certain depending what the autism is, but like if it's non-verbal or if it's high functioning, but that's generally a bit more seen in society, where I think Down syndrome can be a little bit more complicated. But no, it's I find it very rewarding. It can be quite tiring only because I do overnights as well, because they're in supported living. But yes, you know, I'm only doing it a couple of years now. Before that I used to be a teacher, and then I did makeup artistry as well, bit of everything really. So that's what I'm doing, guys. You can see it's kind of blended in now. It doesn't look as heavy as it did. Just to keep in mind, guys, if you do get the e.l.f. concealer, it does, a lot comes out, and I think you can see that by that. So all we're going to do, set the under eyes, set with the powder, and then we're just going to go in with some bronzer blush and just show you kind of a really nice sort of summer look. That's what was requested. So we're not going to go in with the eyes at all. Is it taxing for you? And yes, night shifts are cruel. Yes, it can be, especially, so there's two types of night shifts. There's waking night and then a normal night. So a normal night is they all get their medication, and you kind of make sure they're all in bed and they're safe. But a waking night is when maybe a patient doesn't sleep so well or is having a tough time, and literally, as it says, waking night, you don't actually get a lot of sleep. So yeah, it depends on kind of the night, but yeah, it can be definitely challenging. Absolutely. So what we're going to do now, before we do anything else powder wise, is I'm going to go into that Makeup by Mario. But I will say, guys, and what we might do is the kind of dupe equivalent of it is the Rimmel Multitasker Better Than Filters, and I'm actually going to go in with that because I don't think you need to invest in the Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, but I think if you can get the Rimmel one, that's much easier. So we're going to do that. So yeah, overnights can be kind of taxing for sure, and it does sometimes take it out of you. I should have got the medium, guys, because this isn't my skin tone, but it will show the highlight effect, I think, and we're really going for radiance and kind of glowy skin for this request. So what we're going to do is go back in with the foundation brush, but do let me know, guys, where you're from and what you do. Where have I put the foundation brush? Oh my gosh, I always put stuff away and then I need it again. Here we go. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just kind of buff that around the face again, seeing the highlight effect. That's all we're kind of going for, is just that highlight effect. earlier on, guys, I did like an hour's live. I'm not joking you. If you look back and put it to public, everything like that. I don't know what happened, but I was getting requests to say nobody could comment and they were trying to comment. This was afterwards. So I'm not sure what happened. But I'm glad people are commenting on this. And I had gotten this request maybe 20 minutes after I got off the live. And I do have I've got news and I've got updates and things like that. So I'm going to use Wednesday's live to do that. And so it kind of suited me to do this because this is more makeup orientated. But yeah, let me know what you do, what your kind of job is, or if you're going to school. I know a lot of my viewers are in school at the minute still, and they finish up in 3 weeks' time. So this is what we're doing. Okay, so that's just kind of the glow. You can see I haven't gone heavy. It looks natural. I think the big thing is it's just color corrected everything. I had redness when we started. You could definitely see the redness, but all these products, all they've done is color corrected, made the skin tone look even, glowy, nothing over the top, and that's kind of where this was coming from. So let's just start to set everything. Tassos. I was doing nights once in a care home. I don't work in the field now, and I was trying to get some sleep during my break. This slightly crazy resident kept saying, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, that must have been scary if you were trying to sleep and didn't know who it was. Definitely scary. So you used to, oh, how long were you in that for? I think eventually it is something, and my colleague even said to me the day, she said, Kira, this isn't something that you kind of stay in because it can really drain kind of your, I guess, your energy and your sense of everything, because you go home and all you're doing is catching up on sleep. So I totally get that. But yes, I think for me, it's definitely not going to be like my forever career. I was formerly like teaching and things like that. So, and then I did makeup artistry freelance and things, but definitely I agree. It's not something that I think I could do, for the rest of my career. Absolutely not. So I'm not surprised that you didn't stay in it. Yeah, it can be definitely taxing on the body and emotional and things like that. So for sure, I agree with that, and I probably at some point will do the same thing for that reason. So what do you do now, Tassos, now that you don't do that? So what I'm going to do is just pop the lid back on the primer, and we are going to just set that with the transparent 001. But yes, somebody saying hello, hello, if I'm trying to sleep, I agree with you. That would absolutely, oh my God, it would just like make my heart jump out of my chest, I think. So what we're going to do is just take a normal foundation brush, a few months only, but I don't want to dominate the chat box. Now I work in Cyprus in hospitality. Oh, don't worry, that's fine. Anyone who wants to comment will, so don't worry about that. Wow, I'd love to go to Cyprus. I've been to kind of Gran Canaria, Portugal, loved Portugal, the Algarve, absolutely. Spain, Zakynthos, me and Mum went to about 4 years ago now. It was so hot. It must have been about 39 to 40 degrees. And they said that was kind of their normal heat. We couldn't, oh my gosh, my mum is quite fair and blonde, and yeah, she was burning, and we were wearing SPF like 60. Yeah, that must have been, yeah, but I've never been to Cyprus. I've had friends that are in Cyprus visited, but that must be really, really fun to live there. Okay, so I'm just going to get like a foundation brush, and I'm sure people who want to comment can. At least now that I can see the likes are going up and people are in, so that's brilliant. I'm Greek, you're Irish, right? Yes, I am, but my grandfather and I think my father and some of my uncles did ancestry a couple of years back, and there's Romanian and Italian in the family, and that makes so much sense because mum's side are really fair, blonde, red hair, kind of absolutely your typical Irish. And then my dad's side, we're all quite dark. I've got cousins that are much darker than me. I was very dark as a child. So my dad and I think my granddad before he passed away tried to kind of do the ancestry, and they only got so far. And then I think when my granddad passed away, they haven't continued it. So I'd love to do it, but apparently we have Italian and Romanian in the family, so we'll have to kind of continue that at some point. But they're trying to contact like living relatives as such because they can do the percentage and like where everything came from, but to actually kind of track down, I think they found an Italian aunt, great aunt, and then they were trying to get kind of the immediate family after that. But I think certain things happened in life as life happens. But we have the tree, the login where you can see the tree and stuff like that, the family tree. So yes, but we had Irish obviously, but there was Italian and Romanian. So there you go. It does make sense because we're quite dark. All that side of my family are very, very dark, even darker than me. So yeah, it made sense. So, but yeah, Greek, that must be really, really like interesting. I love finding out about different cultures and traveling. Otherwise I wouldn't be in the UK. I did study originally here and then I kind of stayed, went home for a year, realized that the study I'd done, the Irish equivalent, they didn't really kind of take it on financially, as in like it didn't equate to what the Irish diploma would be. So I ended up coming back just for career and things like that. But I try and go home as much as I can. So what we're going to do is just get our normal buffing brush just to pop on. You can see I'm making really good progress with this. This is the Rimmel 001 transparent. And we're just going to grab my buff kind of, this is called the Big Bertha from DJS Beauty, and they're an American company. They do eyeshadow palettes, foundations, everything. And I'm just kind of buffing that. I'm not dragging it around the skin because this is summer. I was requested to do easy summer makeup, and I will stress, if you were doing this on your own and copying this formula, it wouldn't take you as long as it is me. I'm just doing this for the live and also to explain what I'm doing and then obviously chat with you guys as well. So as you can see, guys, it's still looking glowy. We have set everything. So my hair's not doing what I wanted to do today. And then what I'm going to do is just quickly set the under eyes with that Revolution. This is the Super Matte Fix Revolution powder. It comes in banana and things like that, but this is actually a baking powder that I've seen people on YouTube use all over their face, and I think I do say that and I emphasize that. But this baking powder I just use under the eyes. So we're going to get my little triangle puff, and it actually came with that, so that was quite good. And then we're going to, so this is going to be minimalist, but it's going to look like kind of just fresh. That's what we want, fresh makeup. So we've used the Rimmel Multitasker, we've set everything there. So what we're going to do, go in with the Super Matte Fix. But yeah, it's interesting to find out about other cultures. I mean, I'd love to go to Romania. I'd love to, Italy I've never been to, but I was very interested in the kind of Romania side, like how that all kind of happened and things like that. So I'd love to kind of do it. I think you have to send your DNA off if I want to do it, and I'm thinking of doing it myself and carrying it on. So send off your DNA. I think it's free to subscribe, but and you can write your relatives. You know, you can put your relatives' details in there. But the only way you're going to actually get proof of where you're actually from and your DNA is, I think, through sending away your DNA. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. So what we're going to, this is what it looks like. And what we're going to do is just use that triangle puff. I'm literally just under the eyes. And then if I've got anything remaining, I then tend to kind of just use it on the T-zone. But it makes a huge difference on the eyes, guys. And because it was requested to be summer makeup, I'm not going to really emphasize any eyeshadow. But when you look forward and in the natural photos as well, it's just going to look fresh. Some blush and some bronze. And then it kind of gives me more time to kind of then talk to you guys as well, because we're not so concentrated on an eyeshadow palette. But do take a look at the other live. You're probably going to think it's so comical, guys. Literally, I talked to myself for an hour. It got me so paranoid. Honestly, I don't know what happened. It went live. I chose public, everything like that. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't specific to just like, you know, certain links. I have no idea what happened. I joked through the whole thing, but personally, I was like freaking out, going, what on earth has happened? So yeah. I have no reason to be watching makeup tutorials, but it's so relaxing when it's done by the right person. I can't explain it. Oh, that's really nice. I actually, surprisingly, Tassos, in work, don't wear makeup. I just don't. I let my skin breathe. When I kind of visit a friend or anything, that I might put something on. But yeah, I don't wear makeup that much actually outside of these tutorials or outside of kind of the house. I tend to just, unless I'm having a really tired day and I'm meeting somebody and, you know, after an overnight, but I don't wear a lot of makeup. So that's kind of, I know it's unusual seeing me put all this stuff on, but actually in the morning when I go to work tomorrow, I'm going to go in. I've obviously cleanse and put on my cream and that, but I don't tend to wear it, which is kind of, I know it's unusual, but thank you for that. Thank you for coming on. I do appreciate people now. I can see that there's getting some likes now, but you're going to find if you look back at my guys, look back at my most recent live before this, and I literally spoke to myself for an hour. Made sure it was on public, which it was, so you'll see it's set to public, but I have no idea what happened. I really don't. And I had gotten comments before to say, I was on your live but couldn't comment, kept saying error, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I did contact YouTube and they're looking into it, but you will find the last live comical. Seriously, I was almost trying to make a joke of it myself because I was getting so paranoid. But yes, moving on. So basically, guys, the first part of the request was make the skin just look even, nothing overboard. So that's what we've done. All I've done is set everything, and you can see there's a little bit of glow there, but it's not overboard. So what I'm going to do now is set the brows. I'm just gonna I'm improvising with brows today because I haven't been able to, funny enough, with my work schedule, repurchase a eye product. And what I mean is, of course, you can go online and get it, but I wanted to go into Superdrug and actually maybe change my mind and not get e.l.f. again. So I wanted to kind of go through a couple of and just see them and test them and things like that. So what we're going to do, just to improvise for brows today, because this is the e.l.f. quad. But what's it like living in Cyprus? I mean, that must be so interesting. We're going to actually go in with the cooler toned brown because I think with my brow pencil, that's going to kind of be the closest match to my skin or to my brow. I've got a Morphe double-ended eye brush. Where have I popped that? But guys, I think I've never had the most comical live ever than my previous one. Honestly, guys, I'm trying to laugh about it now, but at the time I was just like, it could probably go on like what not to do on lives. So all I'm doing, guys, this is the Morphe, in case you're wondering. This is the Morphe M158. It's double-ended, so you get your kind of brow. I use it as kind of like a direction to brush in the right place, and then you get your kind of applicator, which you can put the color in. So again, I'm improvising today with e.l.f. I would usually use my e.l.f. Pencil, but I'm trying to look at something else, guys, instead of sticking to the same product. But yeah, I'd love to go to Cyprus. I've had a friend go there a long time ago now, but she did enjoy it. But if anyone's ever is on here that's ever been to Ireland, let me know. That's where I'm from originally from Dublin. All my school, everything, secondary school, high school, primary school was in Dublin. So my first university I went to was Dublin, and then the rest of my qualifications were in the UK. But yes, if you've ever been, let me know. It's too hot and humid, unfortunately. I spent time in England but felt homesick, and now I beat myself up for leaving. Do you think Ireland would be a good choice? I know you have a shortage of houses. Yes, I don't know the circumstances with houses now in Ireland, but I know there was. And what's happened is there's a lot of developments in Ireland that before COVID, there's a lot of brand new houses that were built, and then people got mortgages on them. But then the problem with that was COVID happened. Some people who couldn't work from home lost their jobs, so couldn't continue then with the mortgage to actually get the house. So that fell through. So you had a lot of brand new empty houses because a lot of, not all of them, but a lot of percentage of people, not just in Ireland, but everywhere, kind of, if you couldn't work from home, you did either get furloughed or you lost your job. So I know now they're just starting to kind of get people back in again. But yes, I do remember there was a shortage of people that could actually get the houses or get housing and then rent in Dublin. I remember renting with my friends. This is like a long time ago, and it would have been like €900 and split between two was absolutely fine. Now the same property would be about €2,000 a month, and that's not including bills, anything like that. So yeah, it can be tough. So all I've done there, guys, is gone in with that cool tone brown, and we've just used that today as kind of improvising for some brow color because I just haven't had time. And like I say, yes, I could go online, but I kind of want to go into Superdrug when I have time and just look around and see if there's something else, something different. Our head chef is a Dubliner. Oh wow. Yeah, I think a lot of people from Ireland, due to the weather and culture and stuff, they'd love to travel. I mean, that's what I did. I loved Ireland and I still do. And I do get homesick, hugely homesick. But I think now if I went back, so much has changed, even community wise, that I don't know if it would essentially, if I could go back and just, pick up where I left off. A lot of my friends now, when I kind of emigrated, so did they. I've got a friend in Luxembourg who stayed in banking. So I originally studied banking and then wanted to get into childcare and makeup as well. Two separate things, I know, but they stayed in banking, got a job in Luxembourg. Some people went to like South Africa. So if I went back, guys, a lot of people that I kind of studied with and knew actually have gone to other and emigrated themselves. So it will be kind of starting again. It will be really, I think it will be quite difficult. I have an uncle who lives in Ireland and has family in Waterford. Wow. So have you been to Ireland then? Have you visited Waterford? So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to go in with some drops. And this is the Debronzing Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops from, this is from Drunk Elephant. But I will say, and I always say, that you can actually dupe these, guys. With W7, Revolution, ELF do them now too. I can see that I might need a little bit more setting powder underneath, probably due to my overnights. But I do want to kind of do the best for this request because it was a requested subject. I do want to kind of make it look like what you would look like after kind of easy summer makeup, basically. So what we're going to do is go back in with our like triangle puff that I actually got with this. I don't know if they sell it together anymore. And I'm just going to go into the areas where I can see I need a little bit more. Okay. If you're thinking, what is she going to do in the eyes? I'm not going to do anything too heavy. This is easy summer makeup. We want it glowy. We just want to look fresh. And as I said, I don't actually wear a lot of makeup outside of these tutorials unless I'm going to like an occasion or anything like that. But even when I meet up, say, for friends, and we have a coffee, I don't tend to wear anything major. Also, my chef's name is similar to yours. He's called Kieran. Oh my God, that was crazy. Yeah, wow. So are you, do you work more on the hospitality side and they work, that's amazing. I've always wanted to work somewhere like that in hotels. You visited once in 1990 when you were 1. Wow, so you're not going to remember that. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is actually really interesting, isn't it? Because you've been there, but technically you can't remember anything, which is understandable. So what I'm going to do is just go in with this creamier white, and we're not going to do anything major, just to make the lids pop a bit. And we're not going to go in with anything else. That's all we're doing. We're going to leave it at that, just so it separates them both and lifts it slightly. That's all we're doing. We're not going to go in with anything else. That's what it looks like. Just a creamy colour. Would you like to go back, Tessos, and kind of see your uncle again? Again, we're just going to go back in again. Would you ever go back to Ireland and just kind of visit? Every time I see Dublin, I see how much it's changed. It's changed so much. There's actually a lot of kind of immigration happened there in terms of like people have emigrated there and gotten jobs there. So yeah, I can understand. Everyone does it for various reasons. Okay, so all I'm doing, just giving that a little bit of a just some bright, basically just some bright colors. You can see it's more like a skin color, but it does separate the lid from the actual eye itself. If you want to try hospitality, just let me know and I'll help you. I'd love to try hospitality in like a new country, a new culture. I do like the warm weather, but I like countries that are prepared for it. So, for example, we've had a really, really hot month at the minute, but the UK is not prepared for it because we never have that. So we don't have air-conditioned buildings, or we don't have, you know, things that would help the weather. Whereas if you go to Portugal or anywhere else, they always have, they're prepared for it. So you all of your, you know, the houses, apartments, hotels, shopping centres, they all have air conditioning automatically. We don't because we're not used to it. So I think that's where people suffer, is that we're not used to it. So we don't have air conditions in, you know, houses, apartments, and it does really affect your health then. Okay, so I think that's kind of enough. You'd like to try and visit or even stay. I would visit first and just see how you like it, see what the culture's like, particularly if you can stay somewhere like your uncle's, and then go from there. You love gloomy weather. Maybe it's because you see the hot weather so much. Okay. So I think that's it, guys. That's the kind of 2 here that we've looked at. I'm not going to go with the lid, a very deep color, because this is kind of just summer, very easy makeup. Do take a look at that previous live, guys. I even checked it, set to public, my most recent live. The whole time I am literally just talking to my, it's almost comical now to think about it, but nothing changed. Everything was set to public, so who knows? So that's just kind of that. We're going to then go in and just set everything with go back in with that Rimmel under the eyes. I wouldn't say you guys do this. I think I'm just particularly looking a little bit tired today. So all I'm going to do is I'm showing you it here using a clean buffing brush, and all I'm going to do is just go under the eyes slightly. But I have friends who absolutely love the fall and the winter time. That's their favorite weather. And that's all I'm doing, is just kind of going into the areas there. So that's kind of, as you can see, guys, we're not going overboard. I will put mascara on at the very end, but I wanted to show you guys the bronzer and the blush, and then we can go ahead with the mascara. So the bronzer, I'm actually just going to use bronzing drops, and they are from Drunk Elephant, like I showed you. Everything on this desk here is, yeah, it's crazy. So I'm just going to shake this. But yes, guys, I'm glad you guys can actually comment on it, because it was showing me people, but nobody could comment. So it's a little bit crazy. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is just use the anti-pollution sunshine drops. You have some even bursting on you. What do you mean? You have some even Elin. I'm not sure what that means, sorry. So what I'm going to do is pop it on, warm it at the back of my hand. This is what it looks like. Now I place it on. I know a lot of people dip their brush in and they go around. I actually place it on. So all we're going to do quickly is just pop it around. But guys, if you are looking for, you're having a bad day and you want to see a live that didn't go quite to plan, definitely take a look at the second one, the one that I've just done, the last one, because yeah. It's comical now, and what's helping me cope is the fact that everybody can see and comment, because the last one, guys, I was hoping to do like a look where you guys could say, that's the eyeshadow, I'd love you to use this eyeshadow color or that eyeshadow color, and I literally kind of had to improvise and do a different one because nobody could actually comment, which was just a nightmare. So yes, I'm so glad you guys are on today. So you have some even bursting on you, Elin. You look like Elin Burstyn, the actress. Oh, I've never heard of her before. What was she in? I'm really into, like, I'm so specific, and I'm like, I don't know if it's ADHD or OCD, but like I'm into like crime documentaries, dramas, that kind of thing. But yes, I probably have to expand my and then if like movies come out, if I like it, I'll go and see that. But yeah, I'm very like into series. It's really strange. Okay, so what we're going to do is just get the contour brush from Real Techniques. If you keep those Real Techniques brushes really well, keep washing them. They do stay for a long time. But Elin Burstyn, I'll have to remember that, just to see what she looks like. I think most of our family are very kind of dark, and when you think of Ireland, you certainly don't think of somebody who looks like me, but I've been born and raised in Ireland. So it's good that we did that ancestry, because I mean, we don't, anytime I'm even kind of, I remember I was in a coffee shop years ago when I first started living here, and I think somebody thought I was either Italian or Spanish or something like that. But if you saw my mum, she's blonde, blue eyes. She had kind of red strawberry blonde hair when I was younger. She definitely looks, and her sisters and brothers look like Irish, but then my dad's side, we're more kind of dark. Not half dark, no, I don't mean that. If you think of Romanian skin and Italian skin, it's not super dark, is it? It's not very, very dark. So no, I don't think I'm that dark, but I just don't think I'm the typical Irish looking person, I guess is what I mean. But no, I'm not like half dark. I wouldn't say that. Okay, so what we're going to do is use the Real Techniques contour brush, and we're just going to buff that around the skin right into the hairline. Again, I'm keeping this super kind of summery light, and then we're going to use our buffing brush to buff it out. But no, I wouldn't think I'm super dark, but I think when you think of like Romania or Spain, or not Spain, sorry, Italy, that's where our ancestry said we were from. They're tan, but they're not like super dark. My father is very, very much darker than me, and my uncles are much darker than I am. So maybe it's like, I guess I would be third generation, wouldn't I? They'd be second generation. So maybe that's what that is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go in with my buffing brush, because it does look harsh, and that's probably only because we've put on the bronzing drops on top of the powder. So then what we're going to do is really just gently buff that in. And you can see as I then come away from the camera, it looks a little bit more just like summer, like you've gotten a tan. And that was kind of what the request was. So that's what we're doing there. And then we're going to put on a little bit of blush, do our mascara. I've got some lip oil. I was going to put on a lip kit, which is the this is basically a dupe, I think, for the Kylie Jenner lip kits. It's from Revolution. It's called Queen. But I think if you're looking for like the request was, let's just have like a summer easy get ready, easy makeup. Do a lip oil because it's lovely. It's really nice. It's very hydrating as well. This is the Revolution. This is just the replumping lip oil. Really nice. So what I'm going to do now is show you the blush. I love this blush, guys. Flormar, and I can never ever find them again. I found these a couple of years ago. This is Flormar blush. Wait till you see it, guys. Oh my goodness. This is what it looks like. And you can see just the different kind of particles in it. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's what you're looking at there. Now I'm going to go light, guys. I am, because this is requested summer. I'm going to go super light because I don't want it to kind of take over everything. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques blush brush. But thank you guys for joining today. Again, have a look at the previous live. If you're just looking at me now, I do makeup tutorials, mental health videos when they're requested, and I also do smoothies. Haven't done a smoothie in a long time. I do plan to, and all my Instagram and TikTok. I'm very new to TikTok, I will say. Links are below. So that's it, guys. It's kind of like a but if I kind of turn, you can see there's a slight shimmer to it there. And what we do then is I go back in and blend that out with a blush brush, or just even a normal powder brush that's kind of clean. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to blend that in. So it doesn't disappear, but it definitely kind of still shows. So you can see, guys, it just looks like I've been outside in the summer, but everything, all the color correcting for the skin is done. So if you remember from the start, everything was kind of, you could see my redness, that kind of thing. I think it was non-existing viewers, to be honest, because I think for some reason it looked like, so when I checked back, it said public, but then I think it might have been set to private. So when it's set to private, it says anyone with a link can view, but I think you then have to send that link. So literally, I sat for an hour, not realizing that had happened. As far as I know, that's what it looks like. And the whole thing was done, and you can just see me kind of half freaking out through the whole thing. Oh my God, it is actually comical, seriously comical. And then it was just like 20 minutes later, I got a message on my Instagram saying, "Hey Kira, could you do like a live just using or a longer form content so that I can catch up like light summer makeup?" And because Wednesday's live was more planned to be a vlog even, I decided to do this tonight. But yes, oh my God, it's just comical, honestly. So what I think it was is that I set it to private, and then after it uploaded and processed, it was public. So yeah, absolutely crazy. So yeah, it is very comical to look back on. Moro de Nasimo, hello. Tassos, number 2, the more original the creator, the less the viewers. That's a sad truth. Yeah, I understand that, because you get a lot of people that are, I guess, promoted or paid, I guess, as well. So when you get to a certain amount, I do know that people get paid promotions and products, and they're sent to say how positive the products are and that kind of thing. I understand what you mean. I've seen that. For me, it just kind of started, this channel actually started off just with longer form content. I was requested by Emma to do lives in February this year. But now I do them as requested, and I like the lives are actually quite nice because you do get to kind of chat with people. They don't always go to plan. You do certainly get people that will just come in for the point of coming in. But yeah, I do know what you mean. You have creators that come on and get signed up by, say, different various makeup brands, and they do, or these travel vlogs, and they are kind of supported by, I guess, camping gear things. So I do understand that. I definitely understand that. But it's not kind of my kind of intent when I come on to build up subscribers for that reason. I just love chatting. I'm from Ireland, and I guess I'm so used to people being around. I do have really good friends over here, but again, life happens and we do meet up, but not as much as we'd like to. So when I was requested to do lives, sort of, I was nervous to begin with, but then actually it's turned out quite nice. And yes, you do get people that are, I don't know what my hair is doing, guys. My goodness. Okay. That are here for the wrong reasons. You do get people in lives that do that. And I've seen that happen to other people too. And like it is crazy, but I guess you just have to take that kind of chance with that. But I hope that I come across original. I always try various products. I do mental health, which was requested, and that's fairly new to me too. But then you get to kind of see, oh, Kira didn't look quite herself today. You kind of see in the I always kind of let people know and update people on posts. When I get to 500 subscribers, I can then kind of do polls where then you guys have a little bit more insight and kind of power into the channel too, because we can do polls and question and answer things, where at the moment it's just posts which aren't always notified about. So Gary Strain, hello from Belfast. I hope you're all keeping safe. Hello, I'm originally from Ireland, from Dublin. I hope you're keeping safe too. Mariam, I can't pronounce your surname, sorry. And I don't understand that language. Are men and even women hitting on you like crazy in real life? It's a hard question to answer because it's hard to tell, I think, even face to face these days, the genuineness of people, but that's just life, I guess. Everyone is really, really kind of concentrated on online. I would say I've had experience that happening to me with both. But the big thing is the genuineness of things, isn't it? And it's really hard to. It doesn't help that I watch all these documentaries. I said it to my friend the other day, and she was like, "Kira, do you know the statistics of this and that?" And then we'll watch a documentary and absolutely petrify ourselves. We shouldn't. It's just one of these things, isn't it? But no, not here as much on YouTube or anything, because I think I am makeup tutorial based, things like that. I don't get that a lot, but it has happened to me kind of in life, and you don't really know what's I find that my radar for kind of judging things like that is probably needs a bit more practice, because if I know somebody really well, that's great, but if I don't, in their first instance, our instincts kind of go, I'm not really sure, I guess. I don't know if that happens with other people, but I think when you're so used to friends and a group and work, it's hard to kind of branch out. But you know, I have had experience in that sense. So that's kind of what it looks like, guys. So what I'm trying to kind of continually do, um, if what I'm trying to continually do, keeping in mind what this subscriber asked was really easy summer makeup. I appreciate we're kind of talking through this, which is the whole point of a live, but this shouldn't take, say a mum or somebody who's going to work or school. You don't want to look, and this actually might work for somebody who's in high school, because I know a lot of schools don't allow makeup and things like that, but the whole point of this is summer fresh and just to look fresh. So are men and women hitting on you like crazy? I thought you retracted. I think I've seen that one. You message. Okay. So that's what I mean, guys. It's not going to be super kind of intense, but it just looks fresh. So if you have been here from the beginning, you'll see that I did have, I don't know what's going on at my hair, guys. Sorry. Oh, I did have kind of the redness was showing. I needed the color corrector, things like that. But now, keeping in mind everything that was said, I have just kept it nice and fresh. So what we're going to do now is start off with some setting spray, and then I'll show you the lip oil. I'm going to be using Rihanna's Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. It's on the desk somewhere. So what we're going to do is spray with the e.l.f. mist. So I'm just going to give it a shake. This isn't going to feel as heavy as a spray, as in a setting spray. It's a mist, so don't make the mistake of putting a lot on thinking, oh, I can't feel that, because you'll get like a sticky residue. So it's the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. It's from e.l.f. I think originally it was £10, but it may have gone down from there. Mr. Maluzal Harat, is this product natural? What product do you mean? Sorry. Product. If you tell me the product, I can certainly answer that. So what we're doing today, if you're thinking about what the makeup look is, I was requested easy summer natural makeup. So yes, I have makeup on, but the point of it is just to look fresh. kind of, you know, healthy. That's kind of the healthy glow. Um, Mr. Miller, oh, sorry, Tassos, Logic says I should go to sleep, but I enjoy the vibe. I'll only be on about 5 minutes more, but I don't want to keep you from your sleep either. It's just going to be mascara, lip oil, and then a bit of setting spray. So, no, but I understand, you know, if you need to go to bed, absolutely go. I understand that, Tassos. Like, no, Mr. Melissadial Harat, like, no chemicals. Well, NYX, you would have, there's a 93% skincare formula with niacinamide, mango, and shea butter. That is the buttermilk glaze. Harsh chemicals, I wouldn't think so, no. Elf, I think, are vegan, animal cruelty free. So, and so are Drunk Elephant. So the majority of and Rimmel as well. So I wouldn't think so, no. There's no harsh chemicals in anything I'm using today. So it would be suitable for, you know, various types of skin, whether that's sensitive or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is, now that we have all that kind of set, I'm going to just give the Elf dewy setting spray a shake, and it is dewy, so it will go with the kind of fresh look. And again, you're not going to feel anything, guys, too heavy, so don't make the mistake of what I did the first time and kind of double up on it, because it is a mist. You're not going to feel kind of the heaviness of, say, Revolution's I think it was 24-hour pro setting spray. You could certainly feel that it was a heavier, you know, feeling. This is like a mist, so you are going to feel it a bit lighter, but that's not to say it's not going to work. It will definitely work for you. So what we're going to do now is just curl the lashes and pop on some lip gloss, and then we're going to go lip gloss in the sense of this is a lip oil. So if you're kind of in a sunny climate, lip oil is going to nourish your and moisturize your lips. So no, I don't think there's any harsh chemicals. But yes, I understand, Tassos, if you need to go to sleep, it'll just be mascara and lip oil at this point, and then we shall go. But oh my goodness, guys, that previous live, I think, gave me a heart attack, because with everything going on, and my makeup thing, this is just a crazy day today, guys. There is so much going on that I am going to talk about in another live, and I think it may have just been one of those times where I thought I was going live in terms of public, but in actual fact it was and now my lighting is gone, guys. My god, this is just comical today, seriously. I always feel, and we say in Ireland, if you don't have like a sense of humor about things, you're just going to go the opposite way. So yes, so what we're going to do now before something crazy happens is we're just going to curl the lashes, pop on the lip oil, and that'll be it. I will take pictures in natural lighting so you can kind of see the freshness. I'll take down my hair and stuff. I just didn't want to kind of come on and you couldn't really see. My hair is at that length where it's not quite kind of short, not quite long, but I've got like when I got a cut the last time, I kind of got little kind of short sections done, so it doesn't always kind of you know, stay away from the face. So that's probably why I did that. So what we're going to do is curl the lashes. I always say, guys, curl your lashes. You just half the work then for the mascara. Waterproof mascara today being Fenty Beauty. So what I'm going to do is just get that lash curler. I always use a smaller mirror, and we go down, look down, get more kind of control. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today, guys, with the previous live and now kind of my lights falling. Oh my goodness. Is it like a sign? I don't know. So what we're going to do is, so yes, Mr. Melizadiol, Haret, everything I've used today, as far as I know, definitely does not have harsh chemicals. So we're just going to curl the lashes and then go on with that Fenty Beauty mascara. And then that's it. And I appreciate people that are on tonight. Thank you for joining. I'm just going to get the mascara. This is what it looks like. It's from Rihanna, Fenty Beauty. And we're just going to look in the mirror. Look straight ahead. I am coming to the end, guys, so I appreciate it's late, and if people are going, they can always just check the end or just look in the posts for the final picture. But I appreciate people on tonight. I'm going to actually go into my mirror now, the smaller mirror, and I'm just going to see the difference this makes, guys. And yes, it's waterproof as well. I like the kind. I'm not a fan of the thicker brushes of mascara, but this Fenty Beauty, And the only thing I will say is when you take it out of the bottle, make sure that you've taken off the product because it's super thick, super, super thick, and you don't want it clumping, which it has a tendency to do. You can see the difference straight away, guys. Look what that's done. Um, yeah, it's just giving your lashes a boost. And also, if you have got kind of an aversion like I do to false lashes, I can't actually wear them. Something like this that's waterproof is amazing. Because don't just think of rain when you think of waterproof, guys. Think of the day, think of sweat, think of oils, think of the heat of the day, the temperature. That's going to affect it as well. So that's only two applications. So you can see the difference it makes, and it kind of just slightly lifts the eye too without going overboard. Now you don't have to wear mascara at all. This was requested to be super kind of easy, natural, but I just tend to use mascara. You don't have to do it yourself. So let's just do the other eye, put on that oil, and then we are finished. So I'm just going to curl the other lash, and then we're done. I'll pop the hair down for the pictures in the post section. And then if you do have time tomorrow, or if you're just looking for, if you're feeling down and you're looking for something comical to watch, certainly look at the last live. That's all I'll say. Oh my goodness. Okay, but there is a lot going on, I think, at the minute. So I will do a kind of a vlog style on Wednesday live. Okay, maybe my head just wasn't in the right place. I don't know. But I literally talked to myself, which realized it was on private for about an hour. So if you're just looking for something comical or to cheer you up when you've got some time, definitely have a look at my last live. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just go back in with that Fenty Beauty. It's called Hella Thick Mascara, and I will just say once again, clean off that brush, guys, because as good as the product is, and it is good, a lot of product comes out. And again, the pictures will be with my hair down, looking a bit more natural. The only reason I wanted to keep the hair back was just so that you could see. So if you're looking at the final look and you've just come in and you're thinking, okay, that's not a lot of makeup, if this is a makeup tutorial, this was actually requested to be, and it has on the description, easy summer, requested easy summer look. So when you're out and about on the beach or you're kind of running around in general, you want to look like you've got color correction on your face, a little bit of kind of blush, a little bit of bronze, make yourself look a little bit more put together. So that's just basically what the request of this was. So we're just going to pop on the last bit of mascara. I'll show you that lip oil and then we will be going. But do let me know, guys, if this is the content that you like. Obviously, you may find the previous live slightly funny, shall I say. But here we are. I'm glad I've had a chat with you guys tonight. It's made my night, put it that way. It really has. I came off that live going, how could nobody speak? How could nobody see me? How could nobody speak? And then I looked at it and I was like, Kira, do not say you had that on private. Do not say that. Oh, guys, honestly. And you should hear my comments through the whole thing. I'm like totally clueless to the whole thing. So yeah. Pretty new to lives, but that has to take the biscuit today, guys. Seriously. But I think there is a lot going on, so maybe my head was kind of in a different place. The makeup itself, I think, turned out really, really well, so do take a look at it for that. I used the Profusion Passions palette. It was a really nice eye look that it ended up being. And this was, we're just going to take the hair down in a minute. This was just, the request was a natural summer look, so you can go on the beach, but even if you're just around and, you know, kind of maybe dropping the kids off, anything like that, or in general, just getting ready for work, and you're not really into heavy makeup, or high school, things like that. I know a lot of high schools don't allow makeup, things like that, which I totally, you know, understand. Some girls just want to look a little bit more kind of evened out on the skin, which I get. So we're just going to take off the hair. My hair is usually down. This is kind of the finished look. There will be photos afterwards in the post section. My next live is Wednesday at 2 p.m. UK time, and I'm hoping it goes a little bit better than the previous one. I do want to say thank you for people coming on tonight. So the requested live, if you have a look at this at the end, if you're wondering why there's quite minimal makeup, it was requested kind of dewy summer easy makeup. So as I said in the very beginning, you could certainly do this in about 10 minutes. But I do like doing the lives just for actually speaking to people and getting to interact with you guys too. Again, when it does get to 500 subscribers, there's going to be a lot more kind of I can do, you know, in terms of the power of the channel, polls, things like that. So this is it, guys. There will be pictures at the end. It was great talking to you guys. Thank you guys for kind of liking the video. If you do want to take a look at my channel, I do mental health, makeup, things like that. And I do, there's a playlist of kind of smoothies and things like that as well. Thank you for looking at the video, guys. Again, in a couple of moments, there will be pictures in the posts, and I'll see you again soon.